Hello everyone, this is Sensei Starman, and welcome back to Let's Play Less Manly in Search for the King. Well, last time we skipped work to go do a bunch of very nonsensical stuff at the carnival, and harass some poor Elvis fan and destroy, then steal her priceless replica scarf. We've done everything we need to do in New York, so we are going to try and make our way out of here, but with the bus station not working, how do we get out of town, you might ask? Well, I'm going to show you. And I'm going to note that this is my third time trying to record this section of the game because I discovered that in addition to its many sins as an adventure game built around doing things that don't make sense until after you've done them and you realize why you're grabbing this stuff to use it, this game is also glitchy as heck. I had repeated problems with trying to get the game loaded, with my not being able to get a text box to load, and I figured out that eventually if you're trying to enter and click your way through the menu from the cinematic, it won't load the parser box. And I had another problem later on, I'll point out when we get to it, where Les has to sit down for a puzzle and then stand up, but I somehow glitched to where I was standing up, but the graphics still showed me sitting, and I couldn't move. So, let's get our copyright out of the way, and okay, look around. Yes, so how are we going to get out of here? Well, see yon unwary schmuck with the test your strength machine. And I am going to briefly turn the music back on for this part. Maybe you should have been careful of where you were going. That sure was faster than the bus. So where the heck are we? Room for expansion? To the left, the Great American Dream Factory. To the right, endless burning hell. Choose a direction, Les. What the heck, this game is already putting me through hell. One more won't make a difference. The desert. Some call it dry, lifeless, the devil's wasteland. Others find beauty in its stark vistas. The truth is, it sucks either way. Oh, and look at cactus. Gosh, look at these thriving, healthy plants in the middle of the desert. Isn't the biosphere an amazing thing? How does it all work? It might be something interesting to ponder while you slowly toast to death. Look at vulture. Its eyes suggest that the rending of meat from your carcass might be a fun activity. Oh, and for those who are curious about what music we might be getting here, and note there is no sound effect for the phone ringing. Following your philosophy of, you never know, it might be for me, you decide to pick up the phone and see who it is. Hello? Hi, Les. It's me. Stella, why are you calling me all way out here in the desert? Remember I said I'd give you a call later? Besides, Steve wanted another excuse to show a picture of me. I can see that. Well, I've got to go now. Good luck with your search. Bye, thanks for calling. Sure, anytime, Les. So yeah, that was 10 points. And I am in fact going to save here. So I'm going to save here. And yeah, we are completely and totally lost unless we happen to open our furnace. There, it's right. There's no U in furnace. I'm glad I brought this water to drink. Not only does drinking it quench my thirst and clear my sense of direction, it gives me more points. Hydration is very important, but after you drink the water, you can walk back to this screen. But one other thing we need to do, even though this makes absolutely no sense and mailboxes do not work this way, open mailbox. Look in mailbox. Inside the mailbox is helmet. Yes, our buddy the shrinking man, because if you don't mail him here when you get shot across the country, he gets squashed. And then we can't make use of him later. And how are we going to make use of him later, you might ask? You'll see. Although, how less knew how and where to mail helmet, it's a question that's not worth thinking about. And yes, I turned this on just to show off the casino music, which actually puts me more in mind of Copacabana by Barry Manilow than anything by Elvis. Land of shattered dreams and forgotten promises, easy women and broken men, tourists passing through and drifters with no means of transportation except a thumb. This is actually a vital clue for how the heck we're going to get out of here later. Look at fountain. You're hot and dusty from the arrival. You'd like to take a refreshing dip in this piece of classic art, Las Vegas style, but you can't, because too often you embarrass yourself in bodies of water. Remember what happened that time in the hot tub? Your Roto-Rooter guy still doesn't believe it. Okay, so we'll go up here. Yeah, you wouldn't think you can access these stairs, but you can. Actually, you're standing still. Las Vegas is moving, gathering you in. It's that kind of town, Les. Big lobby has its own weather patterns. Curve of the planet obscures the far wall. Towering Roman columns that suggest decadence, pillage, barbarians at the gate, plush imitation wool carpet, velvet walls, and the final vegetation to fill the offices for 1,000 dentists. Behind the counter, Bernardo awaits your requests. Mr. Bernardo does not appear to want to talk right now. You can't take the room. I wanted to book a room. Not sure who you mean. Rent a room. Now I'm really confused. Ask Bernardo for a room. Sorry, we're all booked up. Okay, well, let's look around a little bit more, because if we walk down the hall... How convenient. The management has provided a place for guests to get rid of those embarrassing stains. Finally, the lobby ends just before you cross the Nevada state line. He may be fabulous, but there's only one king, and according to Lila Libido, he's not half the man the king is. Well, you get the idea. Mr. Fabulous's so schedule. Yeah, not important. Apart from seeing, hey, there's this lounge singer who's a pretty big deal. Then we got to the left, there's a pool. The pool bar. People oiled like sausages, less so thick you could gather it into a pile. But don't stay out here too long. You know what the UV rays do to your skin. Yeah, you might remember that Lila Libido, we knew from the news report, is here. And that is her, and we do need to talk to her, but we can't really do it because look at woman. You seem to be annoying Mr. Fabulous. Please, kid, no autographs. Get lost or answer to Vito. Look at Vito. Vito Samoline, bodyguard to the Fabulous One. Look at Fabulous. Yes, it's him, Mr. Fabulous. So, how do we get rid of him and his bodyguard? Well, this is a hotel. There is a phone there. What we actually need to do is ask Bernardo to page Fabulous. Bernardo finally gives in to your persistent nagging. He picks up the phone and relays your request to the hotel operator. Mr. Fabulous, white courtesy telephone, please. And yep, that's him on the phone. Look at Fabulous. He seems to be having a heated discussion on the phone. What do you mean there's no call? It could have been my agent. Okay, so now we can look at woman. Get lost, Wimpy. You're blocking my son. Well, then let's sit on lounge. After taking a seat next to this gorgeous creature, she finally seems ready to acknowledge your existence. You're making me so hot. I've got to do something to relax. I just have to do something to cool myself off. So what was the point of that apart from a pixelated thong shot and some nipping in the close-up? Well, she left her sunglasses behind. Nice shades. Looks like they're fit for a king. Gee, now you've got some cool shades, just like the ones he used to wear. Yeah, all that, just to get a pair of sunglasses. And it's not the most ridiculous thing we're going to need to do in this section of the game. Yeah, getting in the elevator is more of an ordeal than it needs to be. And then just push button. Doesn't matter, just any button. And this will get us out here. And we can walk down here to a conveniently open hotel room. Looks like a cart full of room supplies. Steel towels. Stay within the law. Get towel. Stealing leads to increased room charges for everybody. A public service announcement from the Hotel Association of America. And yeah, it's a little tricky, but this bit right here in the middle, there is a wall here, although that really doesn't make sense with the layout of the room doors there, but there is a maid, and we need to get something that is on the cart. Please be more specific. I see the master key and the skeleton key. Now, we do in fact need a skeleton key, but we can't take it with the maid there, and she is not going into the room. Why? Well, because of the awkward angling. Read sign. No disturbo, por favor. Well, we're going to do something with that, but first we need to get into the bathroom. And from here, look at bathroom. This bathroom isn't nearly as clean as you keep yours. Look in. Bathroom. Sitting in the bathroom are a bathroom sink, a bathtub, and a toilet. Look at toilet. A strip across the lid seals it shut. Use toilet. Use. Okay. Open toilet. Toilet's already open. Yeah. Leisure Suit Larry would let us do it. No, but in fact, we need to look at sink. Among the hairballs and soap scum lies a container of dental floss. Get floss. Now all you need is earwax remover and nose hair clippers. Not really, don't waste your time looking. Okay, so with that done, and I'm going to save here again because this is where I had the problems before. Sit on bed. Okay, now I've created extra work for the maid. Well, we can look at sign. We have to reverse the sign, though. Maido serviço por favor. That's some fine quality Spanglish there. Oh, and we can look at the maid. Juanita the maid hums a Panamanian military march, either that or the theme from La Bamba. Her manner suggests familiarity with counterinsurgency tactics. Note the way that she occasionally shrieks while she jabs the vacuum at things. Okay, so we will go ahead and hang sign on door. Put sign on door. It's back. I wish you'd make up your mind. And we will stand here, wait until she is bending over and distracted, and get key from cart. With the stealth of a panther, you snatch the key from the maid's cart. And so with that done, we can now use her skeleton key to access the high roller suite. Push the button less. Having acquired the hotel skeleton key, you're now able to go to places henceforth unreachable. Henceforth? Hansel? And oh, what the hey, let's see what abominable music we've got here. Ah, there isn't any music here, weirdly enough. The headliner suite. Somebody obviously spent a fortune at Pier 1 Imports. Nothing special about the rug. Look at couch. Fine Italian leather from imported Japanese cows. Wow. Think of the kind of action that takes place here when more exciting people occupy this room. And it will not let us go up the staircase. Wow, what a great place to relax and have some Bosco. It's probably there to let the water out. Okay, so there's no indication we need to do anything with this. There's no indication that we can do anything with the drain or the hot tub or that we need to. And yet, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our newly found dental floss, tie floss to helmet. After you extract the fine length of floss from the container, you gently tie one end around the waist of the world's smallest man, being careful not to pull too tight, thus severing him in two. And lower helmet into drain. Helmet has returned, and he brought a receipt with him. Look at receipt. Hotel Cleaners, February 6, 1972. Apparel, white suit, quantity 1, price $19.95. Oh, and get the floss back. Already holding him. So our inventory is currently one thermos, one lunch bag, one jar, one master key, a reporter's ID, a free ticket, a resurrection card, a cape, a scarf, a pair of sunglasses, a skeleton key, a cleaning receipt, helmet, and dental floss. All right, so back to the elevator. Push the Putin, push the button. Dang dyslexia. And let's see if there's any music here for the dry cleaner. Not so much. Susie the cleaning girl. You wonder if she gives 1 hour service. Sure, I'm not too busy. Just don't get ontological with me. I hate when guys get ontological. Susie says nothing. You know, if it weren't for the buck teeth... Well, in point of fact, we can try this. Okay, put your lips on the screen. They really did not want to come close to playing making a Larry game while making a Larry game, did they? All right, then. Well, the word flirt is not needed in this adventure. No fooling. And yet, look at the screen here. Okay, then we will, in fact, show her our receipt. The clerk pays little attention to the fact that you've just shown a receipt almost 20 years old. She goes in the back and brings out a gold-laced white jumpsuit worthy of a king. Okay. I got something out of her earlier, but I forget why I typed to do it, so let's just go ahead and get the suit. Well, since you have the receipt, it must be your suit. Oh, actually, we can ask about King, too. While doing my dissertation at Yale, I often used a modified Sicilian defense. I like to build staggered fortifications trying to have pawns. Then I get my bishops in a file and seek my rooks out the back door. All right, well, that, oddly enough, is all we need to do in Las Vegas, except for get out of here. And how do we get out of here? Thumb. Although Les is aware of the danger involved in getting into a stranger's car, he knows he is safe since this is only a simulation. And some VW hippie bus picks him up. And now we're going to Graceland, Memphis, Tennessee, although it looks more like Louisiana. Fortunately, your body seems to have recovered from that trip just fine. And okay, let's hear what atrocious music we've got this time. Sorry, I just had to do an improvised chair dance for this part. Everybody do the monkey with me, come on! Alright, that's enough. And I think that's enough for this chapter as well. We have beaten the glitches, we have gotten to the final area of the game with 350 points, the Kingdom Gates. The gates of the kingdom are before you, enclosed by a brick wall, lush green lawns, immaculate landscaping, lead back to an elegant mansion. The king fought big. And this is where we will pick up and probably end the game next time. So thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment if you are so inclined, and we'll continue the adventure from here next time. Take care until then.